All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. I got pulled up here from the National Hurricane Center and Central Pacific Hurricane Center website. Is basically it's the names of the hurricanes for the next 5 years, and one of these I think is in the Gulf right now. It's called Beryl, which I can just search that to make sure that I think this is. Well, not in the Gulf, but it's in the Caribbean, but it's in the Atlantic right now. Anyway, they already got it named, and when I saw this, I thought, of a few scriptures, and just figured, why not just go into a lesson about it? And Lord willing, this is edifying and to the point. But this is Beryl from the Wiktionary. Let me see here. Beryl is a dull bluish green color. Just said it's a gemstone that is normally that color. It says beryl of a dull bluish green color. I'll go to the Edom online. Beryl, a hard, lustrous mineral occurring in hexagonal prisms. Let me see this word, lustrous. Shining. Okay. Lustrous has a root, and so let me get to this. Lustrous, reflecting light, giving or shedding light. Lustrous, luster, gloss, radiance, quality of shining by reflecting light. Okay, so it's a gemstone that basically reflects light or shines light. A hard lustrous mineral occurring in hexagonal prisms, and then it'll give you the different things. In medieval Latin, beryllus was applied to any precious stone of a pale green color, to fine crystal, and to eyeglasses. The first spectacle lenses may have been made of beryl, hence, the Beryl. Okay, but that's pretty much it for that. So I just did a word search for beryl, and I went over to the, you put it in here. It'll give you all the, on the blue letter, it'll give you all the scriptures that use the word beryl. But then you go to the lexicon, and basically I just, from here, separated the two. So you have here H8658, Tarshayash, and then you also have down here Berylos. So I'm gonna go hit up both of these. So this is Tarshayash, which is also part of this word for Tarshish, which is Tarshish, probably the same as the word I just came from, the region of the stone, or the reverse. Tarshish, a place in the Mediterranean, hence the epithet of a merchant vessel. Okay. Tarshish, which just says it's yellow jasper, son of Javan, a Benjamite, one of the wise men close to Ahasuerus, of the king of Persia, a city of the Phoenicians in a distant part of the Mediterranean Sea, which the prophet Jonah was trying to flee. But this is just saying is a location as well. So back to where was I? Here. Says Tower Shayash says a gem, perhaps the topaz, the beryl. So let's look at the topaz. So here, if you look at this, they have different colors for it, but I think it said it was a dull bluish green, and you could see it in this one. That second one up top, and then the third one on the bottom. And also here, which it's a very beautiful stone. And you see they got different colors of it, but nonetheless, but it also, kind of, it's all good. But here, biblical usage: a precious stone or semi-precious gem, perhaps chrysolite, yellow jasper, or other yellow-colored stone. So they don't really know, but based off of the description that was given, that like bluish green kind of thing, pale green. This is linking up with it. It's a chrysolite, an iron magnesium silicate belonging to the olivine family. Its greenish color depends on the amount of iron contained in the alloy. So, a lot of where gemstones and whatnot get their colors is the different elements that are mixed in with them. So, like this, if it has the reaction that this has with iron, it turns it green, and then other stones, depending on what it interacts with, that changes the color of it and makes it, gives it its radiance or gives it its beauty. So you see here that pale green, which I've seen depictions of, the drawings of Yahushua in his green garment, and it'll look like this, and it's based off the scriptures. And Lord willing, I'll get to it. But this is just jump straight into the scriptures now. So this happens 7 times in 7 verses. You have it in Exodus when it's describing the stones, the 12 stones that are on the high priest, the high priest's garment on his breastplate. Here we go. This is Exodus 28:15, and thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work after the work of the ephod. Thou shalt make it gold, make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen shalt thou make it. And that's already, all them colors together. And you can only, you have to imagine these things, how they would look, back then. And then it's just like you imagine these colors all together and all these things. Like, this is a very beautiful garment. Verse 16, 4 square it shall be, being doubled. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardis, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. Now, I'm going to have to look at this word for topaz, because why would you have that, twice? This is H6357 Pa Tadat. Let me look that in the in the King James. What was that thing again? 6357. Patada. Okay. Topaz or crystallite. So you can't always rely on the blue letter because they don't always know, because this is saying the same thing as the Beryl, which a topaz. I looked at it. It's yellow, but it's not always super reliable. But let me go back to that Salaki. The point being, that the Beryl is that pale green. So here, Exodus 28:17, and thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardis, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. And the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. And they shall be set in gold in their enclosings. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet or signet. Every one with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. So each one of these stones had each one of them, each individual stone had one of the tribes' names on it. And so from here, we'll go to the next. Oh, no, wait. From here, it's describing the chariots in Ezekiel 1. Ezekiel 1:16, the appearance of the wheels and their works was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. And this is describing the chariots here in Ezekiel 1. It says a wheel within a wheel, and when you look at a lot of the UFO or UAP or chariot sightings, this is what's described. It'll be looking like a wheel or a disc within a disc, but this is describing the color of it. There were, and you see different. I've seen different brothers and people describing the chariots and whatnot, and they'll describe them as being different colors. There you see it again. Here in Daniel chapter 10. I'll start at verse 4. Daniel chapter 10 and verse 4. And in the 24th day of the first month, I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. So he had on like this beautiful gold belt. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as the lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. So it says his body, the garment that he was wearing, he had that pale green garment on, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as the lamps of fire. So describing the powerful appearance of him. His eyes were red. Let me see. That's Genesis. Let me see. And this is describing Yahushai. Genesis 49:10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. And this is describing Yahushai, because Yahushai is from the tribe of Judah, and Yahushai is the king, and that throne, the rulership is never going to depart from Yahushai. And he's gathering all the elect of Israel to him. And when he comes, he's going to gather up the elect. He's going to gather up his people. And in 2nd Ezra 13, he said he gathered great multitudes. Those that were glad to see him, those that were ashamed, and those that were bound up in chains. So he's going to gather all people to him. So he's going to have the elect, those that of the Israel that didn't make it, that are going to be reborn through us, those that are going to be ashamed, and then the rest of the nations that are going to be in servitude and slavery. Genesis 49:11, binding his foal unto the vine and his colt's ass unto the choice vine, he washed his garments in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes. And then also, that's Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Basra with dyed garments? Roughly paraphrasing. And it also said that he was treading the wine fat by himself, going into how much killing that he's going to do. Verse 12, his eyes shall be red with wine and his teeth white with milk. So once again, describing Yahushua, the appearance of his eyes, his eyes are red with wine. And also, how it's described, his eyes were like a flame of fire, that red. That's how it's describing it. Back to Daniel 10. In verse 6, his body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as the lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. So this is describing Yahushua. It's describing the appearance of him. It's describing the garment that he's wearing, his facial appearance, his intense look, his eyes, his arms and his feet, like in color to polished brass. Qualal. Let me see if this is right. Copper, brass, bronze. So this is also described somewhere else. Let's get this here. This is Revelation chapter 1 and 13. And this is John on the Isle of Patmos, and he's seeing Yahushua. He's seeing a vision of Yahushua. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So it's describing it. It's describing it, the same man again. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So it's describing his appearance again, describing the garment that he was wearing, Only this time it didn't describe the color. The color was described in Daniel. This time it's giving you more description on how his head, his face, his head, his hair, and all that. The same description of the eyes. It's giving you a more descriptive, more description in how his hair is white, right? And it was woolly, like wool. So he had white, kinky hair, like so-called Negro. And it's describing both the color and the texture. That's hard for people to believe, but that's what it's describing. If it's hard for you to believe, it ain't for you. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they were burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So describing the exact same thing in Daniel 10. But this is only telling you about his feet, like on the fine brass, as if they burn in the furnace. And when you look deeper into that Daniel 10, how it says like polished brass, it's going into the same thing. You know, it's going to that super dark brown, super dark, super dark. And the voice of as the sound of many waters, still describing the same voice. It's the same person. But that's pretty much, that's it for that. Describing Yahushua, that pale green garment that he was wearing. And this is G969 Berylos. And it says Beryl, precious stone of a pale green color. So here they know what the beryl is, but you know, in the Hebrew they don't know for some reason. But this is describing the city, New Jerusalem. You know how it's physically going to look. And I'll start here at verse 18. This is Revelation 21:18. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was of pure gold, like unto clear glass. Now when gold is purified, I mean, this is like such purified gold that like people can't even do this. Like, I'm not even sure what the highest purification of gold is, but this is describing a pure gold that you can see through. A gold so pure that it's like glass. And the foundation of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones, and the foundation was jasper, and the second sapphire, and the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, and the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, and the seventh chrysolite, and the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, and the 10th chrysoprasus, and the 11th jacinth, and the 12th an amethyst. And you looking at this is the same thing that was on the priest's breastplate. So this is coming back. You know, these are the 12 tribes representing the city. This New Jerusalem, the 12 tribes reunited. This isn't a city for all the heathen. But that's pretty much it, describing that, you know, describing the city. And I have just this last one, and I'll close out with this. This is Tobit chapter 13, and I'll start at verse 13. Rejoice and be glad for the children of the just, for they shall be gathered together and shall bless Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of the just. So, hey, the children of the just, the children of Israel, you know, the sons of God, the elect are going to be gathered together. Oh, blessed are they which love thee, for they shall rejoice in thy peace. Blessed are they which have been sorrowful for all thy scourges, for they shall rejoice for thee. when they have seen all thy glory, and shall be glad forever. So the elect, they're going to be glad. They're going to be ecstatic in these times because we've seen all the scourges. We've seen everything that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua can do and will do and has done to us. But we're still rejoicing in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Let my soul bless Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the great King. For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones. Precious stone, thy walls and thy towers and battlements with pure gold. And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir. So describing the city, being built up again, being built up to a magnificent state. And all her streets shall say, Alleluia, and they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which hath extolled it forever. So, hey, we're going to be giving praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for having mercy on us, for everything, for building us up, for bringing us out of this low state, for having mercy on us, for sending his son Yahushai, for keeping his promise, for being true, like he said he was. But hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakachodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.